Welcome to the Richmond Events podcast, where we take you inside the UK's most exclusive business forums. You'll get to meet the delegates, suppliers and speakers shaping their industries. Richmond Events. This is where business gets done.
Hello and welcome back to the Richmond Event Retail and E-commerce Directors Forum. I am here with Linda. Linda, hello and welcome.
Thank you. Lovely to be here. Yes, I'm Linda Pithick and I am the Chief Operating Officer and CIO at New Look.
Fantastic. So what has brought you to the Richmond event today?
So delighted to have been invited to the Richmond event today to speak on what it's like and how to prepare for the worst day in the office, which is the phrase I like to coin for what you would do in the event of a major cyber attack.
Oh my goodness. And this is a box that a lot of businesses don't really want to open. It just sits there in the corner and we kind of go, yeah, it won't happen to me, right?
I mean, the reality is we all hope that your worst day in the office never comes to fruition, very evidently. But I think, as with most things in life, if you have a plan and are prepared, even if those things were to occur, you're likely to fare that much better if you've thought about it in advance.
So what have you given today within your talk about that side of things?
I think it's a few things. I think it's about technically, obviously, being as robust as you can be as a business. I think we can all recognise that in any area of risk, of which cyber is just one, you can spend almost infinite amounts of money in terms of preparing your business and enabling it to be as robust as it can be, but there are never infinite amounts of funds, and retailers are under huge levels of pressure, obviously, around where to spend their investments. I think what's important is about making sure that the investment that you do spend is in line with a really solid understanding about what your baseline is. How robust are you in terms of your cyber environment before you start, and making sure that all investments that you make are giving you the maximum level of risk return, which is all about resilience for the amount that you're planning to spend.
Incredible. Now, when it comes to cyber, my brain now in this world automatically falls back into AI. So what sort of risk, but also what benefits can be used to help as well as deter cybersecurity?
I think if one of the things I think about probably more than any other at this moment in time, when we consider that AI and data is something that's at the beginning and end of just about every sentence, is actually how we think about cyber, data and AI, and our enterprise architecture and legacy architecture alongside it. I mean, we've had to spend a lot of time and energy thinking about what our right approach is around DevSecOps and making sure that all of that is embedded in a consistent way across our engineering principles, which I'm sure many retailers are going through, and in fact many businesses are expending time and energy on. When we think about what's happening in terms of data and AI and how much that is truly going to be embedded in our businesses moving forward, I think it's really important that we think very carefully about the engineering principles that sit around all that. And I know certainly within our business that's something that we've really truly embraced in terms of our way forward. What it also means is that the connection and thinking logically across data and AI and the engineering around that, what we're doing around digital and our engineering in that domain, has to be considered alongside our security principles, and because we all need to make sure that everything that we do moving forwards is as safe, secure and robust as it can be.
Incredible. And that's part of what your talk is and your expertise is actually just seeing those risks, not saying no to them, but going, what are the steps in place we can make sure, so should that bad day come, we can ensure it's all safe.
I think the reality is businesses need to have agility, and I think you have to be pragmatic about how you balance that agility with a good understanding and healthy understanding of risk. But we're in a highly competitive external environment. I mean, all retail businesses are under huge pressure to perform, and we have the data and AI train that is coming at us at pace, like all other industries in the world. So it's all about thinking about what are the opportunities that we see in all that, whilst making sure that the steps that we take across data and technology are steps that we understand.
Incredible. So that's so much value that you're giving Richmond Events today. What's the value you're taking away from today?
I'm delighted to have been invited to speak at the Richmond Events Day. I think the opportunity to meet other people within the sector, hear people's questions, I think always gives you something else as a speaker that you didn't have before you had actually gone through that session. I think my broad view of life is every day's a school day, and with every conversation gives you a different perspective that takes us all forward that extra step.
Linda, thank you so much for joining us. We'll let you enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.